Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe. I don't know what I'm doing. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about some books that I want to read in August. I'm going to say this is not just August, this is kind of just like books I want to read in the near future, because I don't make TBRs, but I like TBR videos, so I thought I would just talk to you guys about some books. It's been a long time, I feel personally, since I've just sat down and chatted about books when it hasn't been like a wrap up or something, chatted about books that like I'm excited for. So I just wanted to do that today. That's what we're doing. We're feeling very relaxed because I don't know, I just want to be relaxed. So if I don't make any sense, then you are more than welcome to call me out on it. We're just gonna dive straight into this. I'm going to start off with two books that I'm thinking that I'm hopefully going to be doing buddy reads for in the month of August. These two books are actually two books that like some of my friends really love. They're like their all-time favorite books, so that's one reason that I want to read them. But also because, well, let's just dive into it. I'm pretty sure that my friend Sarah picked this book up. I didn't even say what it was. This is the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. I have had this for a few months now and I just really need to get to it. This is one of my friends Leah's favourite books. She absolutely loves this book. I think she loves the whole series in general. I can't remember if she's read all 3 yet. I know she's definitely read the first 2. I just really need to get to it. And I saw on Instagram that my friend Sarah had recently bought it. So I, slid into her DM and said, do you want to buddy read it? And she said yes. And that's probably going to be the plan for August. We're probably going to buddy read this and that'll be very fun. Especially because we both don't read a lot of fantasy and we both feel very confused when we're reading high fantasy. So it'll be great to just kind of chat about it and feel stupid together. Feeling stupid isn't fun, but feeling stupid with friends is a little bit better. The 5th season is about a world, I don't know if it's our world, it's definitely a world, where basically there's these things called seasons where the world basically gets destroyed, and this is just following loads of different people. I think it's going to be a very typical high fantasy in the fact that we're following loads of storylines, almost like a fantasy version of EastEnders. Things happen, there's definitely magic in it or something like that. People are being persecuted because they have magic, I think. And yeah, I don't actually know the storyline. I think this book is probably going to be a lot of world building, which it's just been a long time since I read a high fantasy with a lot of world building. So it'll be interesting to see. I think I'm going to love this nonetheless. I think I'm going to love the writing. And I just feel like, I feel it in my bones that N.K. Jemisin is just a badass bitch, and I'm going to love her writing and I'm going to love her books and her characters and her plot. I've heard there's a lot of LGBTQ plus rep in here, so I'm just so excited for it, and also to buddy read it. It'll be very fun. The second one that I wanted to buddy read is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've only ever read one book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I really enjoyed it. It was Daisy Jones and the Six, which is her other like really well-known one, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I liked the format. I thought it was refreshing. Got a similar format to this one, and I'm just very excited to read it. This will hopefully again be a buddy read with Sarah, because this is actually one of Sarah's all-time favorite books. She said she wanted to reread it at some point. I got my hands on this and I was like, do you want to reread it soonish, hopefully in August? So hopefully that'll be happening. I'm sure you know what The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is about at this point. Like, if you're on BookTube, if you've watched BookTube for a while, you have heard of this. It is so well loved. It's just about Evelyn Hugo and her life, and it's, it's formatted as like an interview looking back on her life when she's an old woman, and she's supposed to be quite unlikable or like quite a morally grey character, which I love. She is bisexual, which I love. And Hollywood glam, we love it. I will be so disappointed if this isn't at least like a 4 or 4.5 stars. I'm thinking it's gonna be 5 stars just because everyone loves it so much, but we will see. I don't know, I can't predict the future. Let's just round off the other people's favourite books, although saying that I have got another one which is Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. One of the other books that I really want to get to soon, hopefully in August, is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. And this is a couple of my friends' favourite books, and I'm very excited to read it because it's dark academia, it's set in Yale, it's got like a secret society, I want to say there's some magic, yep, they tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. That sounds like my jam. Who does not love raising the dead and preying on the living? As I said, it's going to be very fun. There's not really much else to say about this. I absolutely love this cover. I love the simplicity, but then it's just got like the snake on it. It's like really cool. I like the colours of the snake. I really like snakes. I think snakes are cool. Also, it's beloved by Stephen King at the top. See, beloved by Stephen King. It's gotta be good then. And Leigh Bardugo, I think, is mostly known for writing YA, but this is actually adult, so it'll be very interesting to see what this is like in comparison to Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, which are the only two other Leigh Bardugo books I have read. I just feel like this is gonna be my favourite of her books that I've read because I am more of an adult reader. I think sometimes YA just gets on my nerves. Like, I don't like teenagers, okay? I don't like teenagers, which I can now say without being a hypocrite because I'm no longer a teenager. Honestly, I feel like the only person who, while they were a teenager, hated teenagers. Like, there's something about like that age that just irks me. And I think I am a bit of a hypocrite because I am totally one of those people that thinks, oh no, my life is shit, and like this is that, no, I don't know what I'm doing. And then like I read a YA book and everyone's like complaining about their life and I'm like, what are you talking about? Your life is great. Why do you keep complaining? Why are you so whining? That's just what I'm like. Maybe I don't like myself, maybe that's what it is. Anyway, I'm just super excited that this is going to be adult because I just love adult books more. Like the writing style, I just like really dark writing. I'm fucked up in my head, okay? I just like dark stuff, so I'm hoping this is gonna be dark. I'm hoping there's gonna be a little bit of creepiness. There's some magic, there's some necromancy, I think that's the word, and fun. fun. This book is actually still some people's favourite books. Like, I've heard that this is, or maybe not favourite books in like, oh, I don't know what I'm saying. Let's talk about the next book. So the next book that I'd really like to get to, because it's been a while since I read the first book in the series, I need to get to the second book being ACOMAF, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas. I read ACOTAR, I vlogged it, you can go and watch that. I read it a while ago, and I had planned to get to ACOMAF within a month, and things just kind of changed our plans in terms of like how I was reading this. And I say our because I basically had planned to read the first 3 books in the ACOTAR series with my friends Sarah, once again, and Hallie. And then things just happened both in our own lives and then also like in terms of the controversy that's going on with Sarah J Maas, and I just didn't want to promote her work so much. And you may be thinking, why are you talking about her book if you don't want to promote her work? The reason that I'm talking about it is because I want to be transparent in saying that I am reading this and I'm going to continue this series because I have got ACOMAF and ACOWAR. I bought them before I found out about all this stuff. But I'm not going to be like really promoting it. I just want to put a disclaimer that whenever I read these books, whenever I'm talking about these books, which I will be because like I don't want to lie about what I'm reading, but also there is a disclaimer that I don't sort of support the things that people say that she believes. She hasn't come out to defend herself, which I don't take that as her being guilty. I'm not going to explain what's going on. You can look it up. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. If the things that people have been saying are true, I don't support that, but also it could not be true, in which case I think it's unfair to completely discount her as an author and as a person. People continue to read her books. I just wanted to put that out as a disclaimer. So I will be still reading ACOMAF NAKAWA, and I've heard this is supposed to be a lot of people's favourites. It's usually a toss-up between ACOMAF and NAKAWA in the series, so I'm just very excited to get to this, and I'm not going to say much else about it because it is a sequel. I really enjoyed ACOWA. No, I didn't read that. I really enjoyed ACOTAR. I really enjoyed ACOTAR. I'm thinking I'm going to really enjoy this. The final physical book that I've got that I want to read is a very, very cute graphic novel that I picked up recently. I don't know if I'm going to read it in August, but like it's just going to be so easy to read. It's Fangs by Sarah Anderson. Yes, that is her name, Sarah Anderson, and this is about a love story between a vampire and a werewolf. I absolutely just love the aesthetics of this book, the sort of cloth bound thing, the little illustration on the front, the kind of like this bordering thing, and the black sprayed edges. I just love this so much. The art style is really, really cute, minimalistic. I really love it, and I just think I'm gonna absolutely love this. I never really was a part of the vampire, werewolf, that kind of thing craze when like Twilight was out and stuff like that. I really like the traditional version of vampires and werewolves and mystical creatures, like the more gothic inspired, you know, like Dracula inspired and stuff like that, as opposed to like the sparkly Twilight vampires. So I'm hoping this goes more like down that route. Very excited for this. That concludes the physical books section of this video, and now I'm literally just going to be taking you guys through a list of books that I have. Like, I don't even know why I'm doing this if I'm going to use this, but basically I will show you, I use Libby in order to read ebooks. I use Libby, and it's because my mum was very, very kind to give me her old iPad, which she no longer uses. So I now use that iPad in order to read ebooks, and it's so useful for me because I can't afford to buy a lot of physical books. So it just gives me a lot more options as to what I can read. I have now made myself a list called my want to read list, and it's got 250 books on it. So I've got a lot of options. So as you can see, some of them like aren't available right now, and that's the only thing with borrowing books from the library, is that you just don't know if they're going to be available when you want to read them. However, if I just look through, I think if I go from the bottom, it'll be easier. I'm just going to pick out some random books. This is very, very random off the top of my head, so like it could totally be that I don't end up reading these, in which case this whole video is a lie. Oh, so if I'm looking at the ones that are available right now, some books that I really want to get to soon is first of all, The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharpe. I first heard about this like on someone's channel. I like had never heard of Tess Sharpe. I like had never heard of the book, and then suddenly it just appeared, and I just really liked the concept of it, and the cover is just so gripping. It just like, it's so simple yet so gripping. I don't know, I really want to read it. I think it's about this girl who basically grew up with her mum was like a con artist or something like that, so she's carried that on. It's something to do with that. It's a thriller. I don't know, it looks very interesting. Oh, there was one book that I remember. So Those Who Pray is one again. I don't really know much about this, however, it's something to do with a cult. It's something, fucking hell. It's something to do with a cult, and I hear cult and I think, yes, I want to read that. I mean, the thing is, I've read like a few Agatha Christie books in the past. I feel like I need to get to them at some point. They always seem to be available. So I want to pick up maybe a Poirot book at some point in the month of August. And Little Eyes by Samantha Schweblin. This was translated from Spanish, I want to say, and this just sounds so exciting. This is essentially about these little creatures where like there's these little like toys basically that someone can buy, and then like on the other side of the world, like anywhere, someone buys an iPad which controls these toys. So you suddenly have this connection between two complete strangers that literally don't even know that they exist, and you don't know who it is. And like obviously that sort of sets up a story that could be very, very high stakes. There could be some very dangerous things going on, some very creepy things going on, and I'm just very excited for that. So that's definitely what I want to get to soon. I definitely, when this is available again, definitely want to read Cinderella's Dead by Kalynn Bayron. I read This Poison Heart by her, and I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun, absolutely loved it. So that's definitely one that I want to get to soon. And let's pick one more. Let's see if there's one more on here that I really want to read. Okay, so if we're going to just talk about a book that I in general really want to get to soon, The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. I've heard multiple people talk about this series saying that it's great. The thing that really draws me to this is the fact that it's like based off of a lot of characters, like famous literary characters. So I feel like that is going to be really fun, and having them to come together and just in this like really interesting story. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that. There's a fly on my camera. I think I'm just going to conclude it at that. That was just a whole bunch of word vomit. I just spoke about books. I don't know if I'm going to end up reading them all in August. I think instead we're just going to call this my I want to read these books soon TBR, because I don't really stick to a TBR, so it could be completely out the window. I'll probably even forget about the majority of the books that I spoke about, to be fair. So that was that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then you're more than welcome to give it a like, subscribe to me if you want to see more of my videos, and go and check out some of my other videos if you really want to. If you just cannot wait to see more of my face, then you're more than welcome to go and watch some old videos that I made. I've got loads on my channel at the moment, and I will see you guys in my next video.